If you're unafraid of being expressive, uncensored with Stephanie Benson, where the night is as limitless as your imagination. If you dare to have your thoughts, do you long for a space where your mind can roam free? If you're unafraid of being expressive, uncensored with Stephanie Benson, where the night is as limitless as your imagination. If you dare to have your thoughts, do you long for a space where your mind can roam free? If you're unafraid of being expressive, uncensored with Stephanie Benson, where the night is as limitless as your imagination. If you dare to have your thoughts, do you long for a space where your mind can roam free? If you're unafraid of being expressive, uncensored with Stephanie Benson, where the night is as limitless as your imagination. If you dare to have your thoughts, do you long for a space where your mind can roam free? If you're unafraid of being expressive.
My name is Stephanie Benson, and we're on live with Uncensored on 92.7 3 FM. This is where you're going to learn more about yourself. You're going to learn about yourself. You're going to learn about love, relationships, sex, anything else that you want to know. Here, everything is said. Don't be shy whatsoever. Today, the love language is the things about your partners that you should really know. Things about your partners you should know. A bit like shoe size. Some of you don't even know your partner's shoe size. Some of you don't even know your partner's bra size. Some of you don't even know what your partner likes to eat. Am I right? Of course it's true. I mean, I have somebody next to me who's going to tell me a bit more. But before we continue, I really want to just tell you that right now you can see where I am. I am not in Ghana. I am here in my house. I left last week, Friday, and I thought that this might be my authentic self, right? Sitting here, looking at you, talking to you about everything that you want to know. And I have somebody joining me. They'll come later, not now. I'm sure you know who it is, but they're going to come and join us in a second. But for now, our first question of the day was, what would you do to keep your long-distance relationship vibrant? We're going to get to that in a second. But before that, it is really important that you know the little things about your partner that would make your relationship thrive. One of them is the shoe size. I'm asking you out there, if you know, do you know your partner's shoe size? Do you know their bra size? Do you know how important it is to know those things? Let's just say that maybe one day you're out and you walk past a lingerie shop and you want to buy them a bra. Maybe you want to buy them something really sexy. And you walk in that shop and the cashier asks you, what is your partner's size? And you're standing there looking a little dumb. You know, that's not really very nice. You should know. So if you don't know, go and ask her. One of the other things is maybe your partner's medication. That sounds a little bit trivial, actually, because when you think about medication, you're thinking, why should I know what my partner takes? It is important. You know, it's like maybe she faints one day in a restaurant and they ask you what she's taking. Let's say you take her to a hospital and the doctor will ask you, what is your partner taking? And you don't know. The thing with me is I don't even take paracetamol because I hate it. When I'm sick, John makes me take paracetamol. He makes me take any painkillers that would help me because I just hate it. I don't like it. I just want to get better naturally. So nowadays, a lot of these women are taking Ozempic. So for instance, one of them faints and you go to hospital and they're asking you, what does your partner take? And then you're sitting there going, I don't know. So it's important to know what your partner's medications are. All the other trivial stuff is shoe sizes and maybe the favorite color. Do you know what your partner's favorite color is? John, come here. Let me ask you a question.
No issue.
Come here. Let me introduce you to, you guys know this person sitting right next to me. This is John.
Good evening.
Jonathan Bugs, Oleman, John. John, what's my favorite color?
Well, I believe you have a variant. Well, roses are yellow. So for roses, it's yellow. But, you know, I don't think you have a specific favorite color.
Actually, you're right, but it probably is red. I mean, red is probably my favorite color.
Red for Leah.
Red for, yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
Well, your
Angry.
favorite color. Aren't you going to ask me what yours is?
What's mine, darling?
I think it's blue.
Yeah, I think you'll be about right there.
Guys,
She
you
paid me
see,
to say that.
I paid attention. Like other things that we were talking about is like mannerisms. You know, John has these mannerisms that I can tell. I can tell that there's something wrong or maybe something is right. Sometimes when you say something he doesn't want to hear, it's like if you want to spend money, for instance. John has this thing where he sort of pulls his ear. Every time I want to spend I'm all right, John.
All right.
Yeah. Every time I want to spend money, he does this. And it's like eyes go up. It's crazy. So I know that he's uncomfortable. Maybe some of the things is when he's lying, he speaks really slowly. He just goes, and I think that, and I know he's lying.
My brain's working too fast.
Do you know when I'm lying? Tell the truth.
I think so. It's hard to tell. You're a damn good actress. Yeah, I know.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how to lie. I do not know how to lie.
Certain items that possibly you haven't told me you bought, and they appear.
Yeah, well, you know, I think that's pretty normal. Most women do that, right? I mean, a lot of women, when you go shopping, you don't want your partner to know what you've bought, so you just hide a few bits and then you show only a few bits, right? No? Yes. Well, I do it.
You're an expert.
I'm an expert.
Expert.
Yeah, but you know,
Another
and then
level.
it comes
Another
out.
level. Another level.
It comes out later that, oh, no, I bought that like 2 weeks ago, maybe even like a year ago. And then he goes, and I didn't see it. Because usually when I buy something, I want to wear it straight away. So you have to know those little things about your partner, I think. So if you don't know, please make sure that you do find out, because that's really important. Now, you know, I was talking about the question of the day, right?
Yeah.
Do you have the question of the day was, what would you do? Let me get mine ready. What would you do to keep your relationship vibrant? You've got yours ready. I have to have mine ready.
Okay.
So you read yours, and I'll take it from you because
I'll read one of them.
Yes.
There's a general theme that will run through this. They're in a long distance relationship. They have constant communication. They trust each other.
Mm-hmm.
They tell their partners their daily activities, that they feel involved.
Mm-hmm. So you have to read exactly it.
Sorry.
Only because Ruth wants everybody to know what she's thinking.
Ruth, I apologize.
So read what Ruth is saying exactly.
Am in long distance relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and what keeps us going in constant communication, trusting each other, telling your partner daily activities, praying together. That's an interesting one.
Yes.
Sharing ideas that will work.
Uh-huh.
In fact, there's not even a single day that I feel like I'm alone and is working for me. That's a good one.
That's a really good one. Another one is saying, love don't know distance. Love covers multitude of sins. Love don't know mistakes. Real love understands mistakes. Love is like truth. It burns your heart and mouth. You'll speak out by the fire.
Who's that?
That was Hilding Abra.
I think that's bordering on the crazy for me. Anything.
No
Love,
judgment,
real
John.
love understands mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's a more interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Kweku, side chick to help me forget about the distance.
Boku, side chick. Are you serious?
Actually, it's chicks. There's
Side chicks. He says side chicks. John, do you have a side chick?
No.
Did
I speak slow enough? Yeah, I knew that was coming.
I see that. You probably can't see that, guys. Did you actually
That was
recognize
deliberate.
how slowly he spoke?
That was deliberate. I put that out there for
Okay,
you.
let me just go back and read the others. Okay, Lord David Wilson says, accepting to love each other, understanding, patience, a goal, continuous communication. That's pretty good, actually. That's Lord David.
You'd more find being further apart, they communicate more than when they're together.
Really?
Because they have to make the effort, maybe.
You're probably right, because when people are together,
Take things for granted.
they take a lot for granted. Yeah, you're
So you may
right.
find
We'll
that.
talk about that in a second, actually.
You know, but that's the general theme. Am I reading more?
You read more, you have to.
Okay.
Everybody wants to hear what they,
Acquia,
Uh-huh.
effective communication, understanding each other, trust, patience, and self-discipline.
Self-discipline. Now, that's something that most Ghanaian men don't know about. Am I lying? Yeah, self-discipline is not quite that. We're learning it. But anyway, the next one is Esther. Esther says emotional connection and support, constant communication, honesty, and trust. Did you say that?
No, that's
That's somebody else.
Very, very
They're
similar.
very, very similar. It's true. Honesty is everything. Trust is everything. When you're away from each other, sometimes you think you can get away with a lot, but that's the beginning of the end. So you do have to be able to communicate and be honest. Okay, let's read what Davy says as well.
Hi, Davey. Have a clear conscience, devoid of doubts and assumptions, trust and tolerance for each other.
Trust and tolerance. I sometimes have very little tolerance for you, John. Don't
You? No one would guess that.
It's just, John has these habits. A lot of you guys don't know. You see this man with this sweet face, and you think that he's Mr. Perfect.
No one's perfect.
Yeah, but they think you're perfect.
No, they're
The
deluded.
people out there think you are perfect.
They're deluded.
Do you think you're perfect?
I said no.
Are you sure, John?
Absolutely
Because you walk
positive.
around like thinking like you're Mr. Perfect.
Well, you can put that image out there.
Let me read some more. Emanuela says, good communication and mature minded. Well, of course. I mean, that's pretty good. That's general, synopsis here. If you like, set a relationship communication director and list 27 steps to maintain a healthy long distance relationship. What does that mean? What is written is written. Somebody support. What the hell is this? If she wants to leave, she can leave. Don't kill yourself, bro. Distance, not distance. That
That's what
was
you're saying?
Joshua.
Whatever will be, will be.
Oh, okay. You see, this man, he's an Africano. He got you. So what he's saying is what will be, will be.
If you're together from a long distance, you'll be together closer.
No. It doesn't work that way. But do you believe that? Because you do have to have some kind of, you have to communicate daily. It's like there has to be some effort that goes
Yeah,
into
I'm
it.
sure there is effort, but he's just saying if it comes to it.
What will be, will be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What's next?
This is from Deborah Lamptey. I know a Lamptey. I recognise that name.
No, it's not. You don't know Deborah Lamptey.
I know
Deborah Lamptey.
Deborah.
Then I'm in trouble, though.
I know a Lamptey.
Okay.
I'll make sure the communication's strong and always remind him that we are lovers. So do you reckon there's pictures going back and forth at the same time?
Yeah, you see, listen,
Videos.
let me tell you something, guys. We used to be apart a lot. Even now, actually, we're sort of apart. You used to travel a lot, and then I started to travel too much. But when I used to travel, was there any point that you and I ever had phone sex? Yeah,
Yeah.
we never did.
It feels weird to me.
I know a lot of you will probably think that that's a kind of thing that I would do, but we've never had phone sex where I've showed him my vagina and he showed me his penis, of course, which I like to see. You guys know that, right? I do. I love to see it. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I don't know why I'm whispering, because when I whisper, you can't hear me. But the fact of the matter is, I like to see it, but we've never actually
Encourage
climaxed watching each other. Not like that. We just enjoy looking at it, and then we go away and just look forward to being together. But for some people, it's important for them to have phone sex, or internet sex. Is that what it is?
Yeah, same thing.
And if it works for you, then you have to try it. I mean, I just think whatever works for you is important, because when you are together and some of the things that you do together, you should try and do apart, but then add a few more, like playing games. You can play board games, can't you? You can play board games
And
like in
you
the
play
internet.
chess. You can play
You can
that
play
across that.
chess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you could do just to keep each other, like, you know, the communication going. What else can you suggest they could do?
I don't know, share pictures from the day. Discuss
Yes, share pictures.
Take pictures.
Sharing pictures
And
of
then
the
talk
day.
around them.
Yeah. I used to actually send lots of pictures of me, like, naked. But, you know, I do that anyway, right? Because he likes to see it. And it's usually his picture. It's on your front picture.
You could show them it
And
on there.
hold on, let me, you guys who are listening, you not be able to see it. But then I want to show you something. This is John's front picture. This is his phone. Can you imagine? I mean, you guys cannot see, but I'm sorry. Guys, come and watch this. This is John's front page. Oh, hold on. Where did it go?
Again, bottom one.
Bottom one. I pressed the button. Yeah, this is his front picture. That's on his phone. You have the same on the other one as well, don't you? Another
the work
picture.
one. That's my work
Yes,
one.
this is what he liked to see. You see, even this 56-year-old woman can do it for this 60. John, how old are you again? 63. Yes. Yeah, I forget because you're so handsome.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's gorgeous. No, you can't see him. It's all right. He's gorgeous. Come on TV3. 3FM 92.7, and you'll see John's handsome face. Why I love him so much. So anyway, have we read all of it? I think we've read pretty much. Look, can you go back to it? Because there were a lot of people who had a lot to say about long distance relationships, and we could just read a couple more.
Minush. There must be trust, tolerance, and there must be clear conscience between both partners. Conscience.
Yeah, I know what she's saying. She's saying that if you have done something or if you don't do anything, then your conscience is clear.
Mm-hmm.
But if if you are cheating, then you're not going to be able to communicate properly. And I think that's what that's saying. And that's true. And, you know, I made this comment about Ghanaian men don't know like conscience. And what did I say before? I mean, I think I was saying something about, you know, cheating has become a thing. You know, the thing is, whether they're with you or not, if they're going to cheat, they're going to cheat. You know, some men don't actually think cheating is such a big thing, but they don't understand it's not the actual cheating, it's the disrespect. That's all. We're not talking about cheating today. We're talking about long distance. But you see, you can cheat mentally too. And
Yeah.
have you ever cheated? Like,
Mentally?
Yeah.
Well, I told you about the odd fantasy. Anyway. Alicia.
To the heart. He just knifed me in the heart. Okay, it's okay. You're forgiven. Alicia, what?
Exclusive communications and caring and appreciate your woman when you has the money. Bringing money into it.
Yeah, I think it's like the general thing with a lot of women in Africa. I don't know whether it's, you know, not all of them, mind, because I know some women who are very strong and you know, they look after themselves and you know, career minded. But there are others who actually relying on the man to look after them. So generally, if the man is the one who's gone away, they are always expecting money to be sent back to them and gifts. If you have children, that's okay. But if you don't have children, I don't understand why you need to do that. Maybe if you have a house together and all the expenses need to be paid, that's different. But when the person is away and it's not a marriage and you're just dating, please limit asking for money so much because the person might not want to
not appreciate it.
Well, not appreciate it, especially if when they're away, they're working so hard and money is maybe a little problem for them because they have to make it work. You know, it's not so easy living abroad, you know. A lot of people think that when you have pounds, you're wealthy, but it doesn't happen that way. So you have to be a bit mindful when the person is away from you. When I say away from you, as in not in the same continent as yourself, please.
Costs are crazy, aren't they?
Costs are crazy. So you have to be very mindful about always asking for money. So yes, to keep it vibrant, please don't keep asking for money. Let's do one more.
Okay.
And then...
this is from Samuel Hobson.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I can't maintain a long-distance relationship. He's honest.
He didn't say why?
No, he didn't give reasons, but we can guess.
Yeah, it's very hard to maintain a long-term relationship. I have to be honest because if you don't put a lot of effort into it and there's not like huge amounts of love and respect for the other person, it will break down. I mean, I would say 80% of long distance relationships don't work. Marriages maybe the slightly higher percentage,
Well, it's
but
50 something. It depends roughly. Marriages,
marriages
50%.
50%. Oh my God.
In the Western world, I don't know about other ones.
In the Western world,
Yeah.
but I mean, a lot of the people who are listening will be from Africa. Did you do that research for me?
No, but I can Google it.
Google it. Let's Google what the percentage is for, long distance relationships in Africa. I have a feeling that in marriages, I have a feeling that it's going to be pretty low. In marriages, probably about 50%, right?
Same then.
But the thing is, a lot of marriages in Africa, when they're in it, whether it's going bad or not, I'm not saying all, they tend to stay in it, even if they're miserable. Am I lying? It's true. It happens. A lot of people just don't want to leave the relationship because parents will say, "Tnahusa, tnahusa." That makes them stay. And when they stay, they're miserable, but they stay because society doesn't allow them to leave. And that's what I know. So I think, the statistics may be higher in marriages, but in relationships, the ones that really work, no. Because when the guy is gone and you keep asking him for money, he'll forget to call you for 2 weeks. I would. I won't call you. I'm thinking, because every time I call you, you're going to be asking, "Oh, can you buy me a pair of shoes?" That would annoy the hell out of me. So me, if I was a man and you keep asking for money, I won't. But then if I'm calling you and you're happy all the time and, you can tell me what your woes was happening through the day. It's not all the time you'll be happy, of course. I know that. But, you have to be able to relate. Why? Should we end on that one? Or is there one really fun one you want to talk to me about?
It's only God that can keep long distance relationships.
Who said that?
Gideon.
Gideon God, he said.
It's only God that can keep long distance relationship. With us, not. We are human.
Yeah, you see, God does not keep the relationship for you. It's up to you to trust God, but then you have to do the work. You don't sit there and do all the wrong things and then say God is going to keep the relationship. He won't keep relationships for you. If that's what God does, then he'll save children from harm. And it's true, no? Because if God cannot save a child who is in an abusive family or save children who are dying in Israel and whatnot, do you think he's going to save your relationship for what reason? It's up to you. He gives you the tools to be a good person and a better person. And maybe if you want to keep the relationship, you make it work. So please don't give all your things to God, because relationship is not one of the things he's going to save you on. I'm not even going to ask this man because he doesn't believe in God. It's not my fault. Why? I believe in God.
Right, shall we move on?
Yes, move on before some people come and kill you. All right, go on. Yes, so I think you've heard all of the, no, they're not all, there's so many, but we're not going to go through all of them. But for now, we're going to have a little bit of a music break. Are you up for that? Okay, let's have a little music break, and John and I will be back in 2 or 3 minutes. We're back. I'm back here with John, my hubby. I mean, if you're thinking, who's this strange man? It's John, old man John. Okay, I'm going to talk about this segment, which is called Tender Loving Care, TLC. This is where we get a lot of DMs from different people who want some help, some answers to their dilemmas, their stories. And today I'm going to have John help me with that one because he's a wise man. So I'm going to read this. You're a wise man, John, aren't you?
I like to think so.
Yes, he is. So I'm going to read the story and then we're going to talk about it. This lady says, "Hello, Stephanie. I hope you can help me with my issue. I am a 37-year-old Caucasian woman, while my partner is a 40-year-old Ghanaian. We met when I went on holiday in Ghana 2 years ago and hit it off right away. When we started courting, I realized he was very guarded emotionally. He didn't like expressing his feelings about any situation, but would rather brush it off. If we had an argument, he would storm out or be broody instead of sitting with me to thrash things out, should be. The best he could ever offer was be a half-hearted sorry. And that would be it. I have tried to make him understand that talking about and expressing how one feels is the best way to resolve issues and prevent them from reoccurring when he says he was not raised to be overly expressive. Claiming men who are emotional were seen as weak where he was raised." Wow. That I hear that a lot. "Stephanie, his stance is straining our relationship because unlike him, I was raised in a voice out my feelings and get to the bottom of why things happen and why people act a certain way. Yes, so was I, and I'm African. I like to understand what makes people tick and how I can fit into their aura. Nana, on the other hand, sweeps everything under the carpet and mopes. I need help to address this situation. Thank you." All right. Let me just put the synopsis. She's saying that she's married to a Ghanaian man and he hides his feelings. He doesn't want to talk about his feelings. When something goes wrong, instead of sitting and talking about it, he likes to just hide and run. He sees being emotional as being weak. I hear that a lot from ladies who are married to African men. And she's the type who likes to just voice how things are and her feelings, get it over and done with, discuss it, and then sweep and just get rid of it. You know, when you discuss it, you get rid of it. She wants to know how to deal with this man, who's probably a very good man, because obviously he is. Otherwise, she wouldn't still be married to him. I can understand that situation. Let me put it this way. I am the kind of person who likes to voice out my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I say what I think when I think it. In the beginning, when we were married, I used to like sulk, didn't I?
A little.
I used to, when I'm annoyed, I would say I'm annoyed, and then I would just
Shut
not
down.
talk. I'll shut down.
Yeah.
And I don't like shutting down, so I would just, so everybody deals with situations differently, and we all have to mature into ourselves. I mean, I'll let John sort of say what he feels as well. But what I want to say to you is, it's hard. Everybody is very different, especially being brought up a certain way. Should I give the answer now or
No.
I shouldn't? What do you think?
Well, I think it's his response, the aspect about men are sort of shown not to show your feelings, is quite common around the world.
Yeah.
It's sort of basic upbringing right from the playground. You know, you don't show your feelings because it makes you look weak. So it's something I think that you and your partner have to work on. You've got to be aware of it and willing to change. It may not be an overnight change, but it's something, his moodiness and becoming broody, he's got to stop that. That's a bit, I don't want that. But
Yeah.
he's got to try, and she's got to somehow coax it out of him. I don't know how she's Is she hitting him straight on, or is she trying to coax it? I don't know.
And I don't know. I mean, how do most white people deal with that kind of situation? She's white.
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. But the thing is always finding a common ground and trying to talk it through. But if he's not willing to come to the table to talk things,
it's hard.
maybe he's defensive. Maybe she's slightly in his face about it and he can't deal with that. Maybe he's used to a softer approach. Maybe she needs to try that and then coax it out of him. Because, as you say, they've been together and they obviously loving. I don't know how long they've been together. That'd be
She
interesting.
didn't say it, actually. Did she say? I don't
No.
think she did say how long they've been together.
Been together 2 weeks.
No, she said they're married. 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
They hit 2 years. 2 years.
Okay.
So it's pretty early. It's pretty early.
It's still.
But let's bring it down to home for you and I, really, because you didn't know how to express your feelings in the beginning, and it was always me. So I found it really hard. That's why I was shut down, because every time I would bring something up to John, he would just nod and
Almost agree with it, just
Agree
to try
with
and
it.
hopefully it'll go away.
yes. And I think that's what irritated me, because I feel like he's just going to say, yes, okay, I'm sorry, but not hearing what I'm actually saying. So I don't think that kind of behavior is just restricted to Black men. I think, yes, I think you're right. As you said before, it's like,
It's,
all
it's a
all
lot
round.
harder because we're just brought up slightly differently, unfortunately.
I mean, just tell us a little bit about, your upbringing. It was like pretty strict, wasn't it?
Pretty strict. Can't sort of remember hugging my dad too many times. Yeah, I can't remember doing it. I'm sure I did. It's not hard there in the memory.
Yeah.
My mum was a bit like Margaret Thatcher, a bit strict.
Yes, she was.
And she could make people march.
Yes,
Yeah.
I almost marched. Almost.
But, yeah.
I know what you're saying. So, how would you deal with it? Let's just say if the roles were reversed, and and you were the female, and
Was it that very wise man, Einstein, said that if you keep doing something one way and you always get the same answer, same response, you need to change what you're doing to get a different response. So maybe she needs to change the way she's doing it and try different approaches.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Because
Correct.
if she's doing it all like one way, always getting the same response, then she's got to
you've
change
got to
it.
try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try
but
something different.
you're very. So you have to assess how it is that you're approaching the situation. We don't know, because the thing is, if we knew, then we might be able to help you there. But if, as John said, if you're talking to him, sit down and talk to me, and they'll retreat. If you're saying it in anger as well, they'll retreat. I think you may not be the type who actually says it in anger. Otherwise, you'll say that I get irritated.
It may not be anger, but he may perceive it as him being, I don't know how some people perceive things. That's always hard. She may not be angry, but her delivery
It's a
may
judgment.
be
Maybe
assertive.
the feeling of being
Yeah,
judged.
judgment, that's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he feels judged,
Mm.
he'll become defensive.
Yes.
So you've got to be careful there, because as soon as that, he's going to retreat.
Yes. You're right.
So I don't know.
So I think maybe how you could do it, what I think you could probably do is ask him the question. It's like, if something is bothering you, go to him and say, do you think this was the right way we could have dealt with it? Instead of saying you did something wrong, to say, do you think that was the best way we could have dealt with this situation? What do you suggest that we could do to change it? So give the power back to him, because that way he doesn't feel so weak. That could work. Yeah, because he's only telling himself he's weak. He isn't at all. But he needs to understand that he isn't a weak man just because he's saying I'm sorry, or listening, or being emotional, or wanting to sit to talk. So slowly, softly, pose the question to him, saying, right now I'm feeling a certain kind of way. Do you think there's a way that we could deal with this situation a bit better than we dealt with it? And then let him say yes or no, and then just say, and then continue it from there. That way he feels empowered.
Always help.
That it does always help. I mean, we've come across some of our friends who have had issues. We're not going to name names. But we have this issue with this friend of ours who's just left the partner. Can we talk about him?
You can talk.
Yeah, let's not say the name. Let's not say the name. But one of our friends is in a marriage. They have 4 children, and maybe I should have lied about that one. And she is off gallivanting with other men. And one particular scenario, he went away on holiday with the kids, and he has to see some cameras in the house and saw that she'd brought 2 men back. I mean, that was probably something we'll talk about next week. And that was quite something. And he called John to ask me to talk to him initially, to talk to her. I'm thinking, what the hell am I going to say to her? I can't, it's like I'm judging her. I don't want to judge her. I don't know what's going on in their relationship for her to get to this point, but whatever it has been, it's not the right thing to do. You see, it's like, yeah, people deal with situations differently. So a lot of Africans tend to think, no, I don't say Africans, but Ghanaians that I talk to tend to think that white people don't make those kind of mistakes. Hey, almost all of our friends are divorced,
I was going
right?
there. I'm struggling to remember friends who are still together.
Who are still together, no, and they're white. So the problems happen everywhere in any scenario. So it's only that John and I, we've worked really hard to be where we are. Our communication, as with them, was not that great in the beginning.
Yeah.
It got better because we had to make sure it got better. And the thing with me is I don't give up easy, although sometimes I want to kick his face in. But I don't give up easy. But all through that, I think we've always loved each other. Even when we said, I don't think we've ever said we don't love each other anymore.
No.
We probably just felt like, I'm sick of you right now. But we've never really been able to tell each other we don't love you anymore or whatever. We always say, let's work hard to bring the relationship together. That's what we tend to do. And it works.
Yeah, I've just remembered this couple that are still together, Anil and Trina. We were both best mans for each other weddings.
Yeah.
And we both got married very close time-wise to each other, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
That's the only real ones. And that's it. That's the secret. Be each other's best men, you last.
Okay, with this story, we have our designated relationship expert in the house, Princess. What do you think of that story? I hope you were listening.
I am. I had a bit of break because I'm listening to you on the internet.
Ah, okay. We can hear you.
I had a bit of break because I'm listening to you on the internet. So if you can recap me really quick on it, and then I'm good to go.
Oh yeah, do you want me to give you a synopsis?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, it's about a young woman. She's 37, she says, and married to a Ghanaian man. She's white, and she's married to a Ghanaian man who is like 40 years old.
Right.
The guy doesn't take listening to her very well. It's like if something goes wrong and they need to talk about it, he buries his head in the sand. He doesn't really want to, discuss things because he thinks if he's emotional about situations, it makes him feel, it makes him weak. So that's not how he was brought up. And it's straining their relationship. It's not really quite working. She's getting frustrated and she wants to know how to deal with the situation.
Oh, okay. So this has differences. This is called the differences challenge. So we have a culture difference play. We have a personality difference at play. We have a temperament difference at play. And the differences is not the problem, but the problem is that there's no willingness from the other side to merge.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no willingness to merge because every other person is married or is in a relationship with somebody with a different temperament, different background. But there should be some kind of willingness to say that, okay, I'm not brought up this way, but I'm willing to learn or meet you halfway.
Absolutely. And I think she said she's tried everything, but he doesn't seem to want to give in,
even change at all.
Yes, that's what she's saying.
And change cannot be just her, because she can't change for the man. She will still not appreciate it. Even if she
Yes.
decides to be a Ghanaian woman and begin to move out of her process and do, it will still not change, the man. I think that in my, whether small or big experience, she should start buckling up with taking steps behind. Maybe sometimes when you take steps behind from people, they get to understand and appreciate your power in your absence.
So what you're saying, she should not say anything and just move away from him a bit, like emotionally?
Yes, she should take a break. Like
Ah.
not separate, not break up, but take time off. Okay. Have a conversation and we call it the hall pass. Ask for a hall pass. Like,
Okay.
Oh, Stephanie, why are you laughing?
Because me hall pass, if you give me hall pass, I'm not so sure that
What are you
no,
saying?
No, I love you. I love you. Yeah, sorry about that, Princess. I just got that look.
A whole part for him to recognize her effort in trying to create a merger to make it work. Do you understand? If he
Yes,
still
I
doesn't see that creation, then it means that the relationship is going nowhere.
You're right. So you think that she should do that with him, but you see, the thing is, what I'm afraid of with African men, and I'm sorry to say African men or a Ghanaian man, is that if you give him a whole pass, they'll not understand it too, because it's like not if he's struggling to be open and be honest and talk about his feelings, then giving him a whole pass will have a whole different kind of meaning, don't you think?
But that's why we have to have the conversation. Now, the conversation is that I need, okay, it's not I anymore. We need to see a merger for the two of us.
Yes.
I appreciate how you were brought up. I appreciate all the things that your personality holds, right? But the two of us have to have a place where we can meet. So the past is not for me to say that I'm done with you. The past is that in your own level of maturity, identify how you think we can meet up to drive. Because we can't go two different ways like this forever. You can't be sweeping things under the carpet whilst I want to talk about things. No,
Yes.
it won't work. I mean, the drive is that one day we are going to get married. So if we are not able to do some of these things in the days of relationship, when we get to marriage, it's going to be worse off.
Yeah, they're already married though. That's the thing.
Oh, they're already in the marriage.
They're married though, yes.
Oh, yeah, this time there. Oh, I thought it was a... But no, still, and principles still applicable. We are married, we are home. We still, first off, we need to talk about it. Second off, we need to find an expertise to help us out.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah, totally. You know what I find interesting, Princess, is that, they're married and she's now saying it because the guy did not change overnight. Because in the beginning, he must have been like that. This is what I always tell young ladies. Before you get married, you have to know your negotiables and non-negotiables.
So maybe sometimes in her mind, maybe when he became husband, he was going to change. That's usually the mistakes that we do. Wife or husband doesn't change the person, it's going to be worse than it used to be. Because now they have some kind of sense of belonging to do what they want to do. So if we are talking and it's not working, sign on to a counseling section. That is if the person is even willing to go for that section. Because there are some people who entirely don't want to even go for that section. He could have a terrible past. He could have something that not necessarily how he's brought up. There's some experiences that he's gone through that has made him who he is. And he needs to go back into the dark room to be able to let it come out.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Let's see a counselor to give us a help to listen to him from that side. The first thing I would say, I don't know how this works for the Western world, but in Africa, I kind of say that every marriage should have some kind of mentorship. Like, there should be some set of some married people who are there to guide you through, that we agree that these people are mentors. Just like, business mentor, ministry mentor, career mentor. These
Yes.
people are our call to rescue just in case. Do you understand? It's not that they are not an always dial, but they are that it is the last drop dial that we would be honestly be able to speak to these people. And here or in this part of the world, they would quickly jump on that and on a religious leader, which I don't entirely agree with it. The fact that you are a head pastor doesn't necessarily mean that you should be a mentor in my marriage. It could be some couple that are in some corner in their small little way that have done it good that we could learn from. Do you understand? We can go and say that we are 2 years old, but we've seen that you guys have done it for 15 years. We know that you probably might not know it all, but help us in case we need your help. There should be some kind of mentorship. So in cases like this, it is a rescue to call to say that, well, we don't know how to deal with the situation. Guide us. Guide us. So first we talk to each other. We decide to say, okay, you know what? Take your pen and a paper. You take a space for not too long a pass, as Stephanie is excited about it. I mean, the whole pass could just be 3 days or 5 days whole pass, not necessarily a 3-month go away, go and enjoy yourself. No, it's just a private self moment and say that where we are hitting rock bottom. It is too early. How can we have a measure? What do you expect me to do? How would you meet me halfway? By the time we'll come back, we'll have a structure, to move. Secondly, find a counselor to help both if needed. Have different sections, and the counselor would help guide. Not necessarily they will give you pointers for you to go back, look at it and come back again. And then thirdly, look for a marital mentor. That is if you have one. If we don't, we can still look for some other people to help us. And then lastly is we get our God involved. Whichever God you believe in, call on that God to be the center of the conversation. And I'm sure he's going to fix it out. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Princess. Thanks for coming on. Although I'm all the way in England, you're still there for me. I'm very pleased. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Miss you. Bye-bye. You take care. I'm always a phone call away from you. Right.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
It's so true. It's so true. Just wrapping up on this story and what Princess was saying. Sometimes we listen to relationship advice and marriage advice from people who are not experts or people who are not married. If the person is not married, not an expert, please be very careful to listen to anybody who isn't. I mean, I see that a lot of, people on radio and TV giving relationship advice when they're not in a successful one. How do you go for advice from that person? Go to even a pastor who is not, in a relationship. I mean, he can't speak for God. He's just speaking for himself, what he knows, and he's not married. So I think you have to be careful who you pick to help you in a relationship or marriage. Okay. So anyway, as Princess said, see a counselor, look to God to be the person you both talk to. Find a married couple that you can use as mentor. What was the other thing she said? I can't remember. But that's about it. So if you're there, Nana I forget your name. I don't think you gave me your name. You gave me your husband's name, but not yours. Please, good luck. And I'm sure you'll be fine. Just listen back to what she said. Let's move on to the next story. Do you want to read it?
Yeah, you.
The next story, hey? Okay, is it past 10 o'clock? Oh, we got 6 minutes. After I've read it, we'll be past it so that we can be like free to speak. I know we're in England and there's no censorship, but anyway, dear Stephanie, I am on the brink of leaving my marriage. Why? Well, because my husband wants me to act like a hooker again in bed. Did you see the again bit? You guys saw the again bit, right? Okay, let's move on. I met him through a hookup service. Yeah.
I was in a group with about 20 other girls and our pimp. Whoa! A middle-aged man would alert us if any client wanted our services. Yeah,
What
baby.
type of services were they?
John, don't get excited.
Okay.
He was a kind-hearted man who treated me with respect and dignity, even in the act. After we were done, he asked for my number and we kept in touch. 7 months later, we tied the knot. After I went through a lot of counseling and rigorous medical checks. Jesus. Sorry, can I say Jesus? Maybe I did. Yeah, we were happy until he asked me one night if I missed my past life. I told him I didn't, but then he went further to ask if I could still be as kinky as I used to be. Afterwards, he stopped making love to me. Instead, he would ask me to act like the first time I hooked up with him. He would choke and
Surely it's after 10 o'clock.
and can I say again? He would choke and fist me, or even spit in my, I can say vagina, in my vagina as lubricant before having rigorous sex with me. I hate all these acts because they send me back to a time in my life I was not proud of. He, on the other hand, says he enjoys the sex better this way. I have tried reasoning with him, but he is adamant about us not going back to making love. What should I do? This is a tricky one, because no judgments here. What you used to do, that was a job for you, and some people have those jobs, and that's cool. But you have to understand that going into a relationship with somebody who has known your past life would be difficult, because that's how he knew you. Before I continue, I want you to tell me all the little bits, like the choking. It's past 10, so we can talk about the choking and the fisting. Okay.
What?
Yeah, I mean about that. She had a pimp. Okay, let's go back to that.
Let's go to that bit.
She had a pimp.
Yeah.
And she used to be a hooker.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just put it this way. If I was a hooker, which I can be.
I'm sure. Lady in red.
Mm-hmm.
Remember her?
Who? What?
Lady in red. You should dress up. Memory, girl.
Did I do that?
Memory. Yeah, carry on.
What did I do?
You should just read it. I called you the Lady in Red, and you used to dress up all in red for me.
Okay.
I haven't seen her in a long time.
Oh, I'm so tired. I just came back. I'm like, it's like the vagina is open, and it was open for, but it will be open again when I've slept for a couple of more nights.
Carry on anyway.
It's like, I'm tired. Anyway, so if I was a hooker, John, when you met me.
I couldn't have afforded you.
No. Actually, you could have. And you married me, and I became a good girl. And you showed me that you wanted me to be, a good girl, because you were making love to me. And then suddenly, you don't want me to do the making love bit and the kissing. You just want to go straight to the hooker girl again. How am I supposed to react?
I could understand it being awkward, to put it plainly.
But do you understand where he's coming from? Because I want to put it
yeah, because he obviously used to enjoy that, because he used to go around paying for those services.
Mm-hmm.
So it was entertaining for him.
It was who he was.
Yeah. So that's still in him, maybe.
Do men always want a hooker, though?
No.
I mean...
I've got to say no, haven't I?
And I'm looking at his face, and these are moments where I know John is lying.
Slowly. It was quick.
It was too quick. So men want hookers, right?
No, yeah.
You see. Okay, hold on.
Be careful here.
Let me tell you
Gotta
something.
be careful.
If you're not watching, if you're watching, then if you are watching, you see, when John is lying, look,
Hello.
He starts twitching,
Hello.
like the arm starts going. Okay, so if you're not watching, I'm telling you,
Really?
his arm is going like this. I know that he's lying. Okay, John, tell me,
I need to go.
without twitching,
I
without
need to
going
go.
anywhere. So tell me, do men like hooker sex a lot more than they do like making love?
I wouldn't say a lot more, but there's certainly an interest level, yes.
A lot more.
No, not a lot more.
Okay.
You know, you still want to have respect for your lady. And
Yes.
the hooker side sort of goes slightly over that, in my opinion.
I mean, it depends on what level of hooker side, because they're talking about
Yeah, that stuff.
fisting and choking.
Even for me, that's
Even
area.
for you, and you are kinky.
I don't need to tell people, okay?
But don't- Yes. Okay, so if that's all you know, surely that's what you'd want.
Maybe, yeah. Well, but both. I don't know. It's a weird one.
And so speak
So-
honestly,
No,
John.
seriously.
I will still make love to you.
Thank you for that. I can't tell you. But
I will
they're
still
two
be that
acts
hooker.
I would never consider. Or consider. It's not there for me.
Yeah.
That's not.
You mean like fisting? And
Yeah.
no, that's a bit like extreme, but that's what
That's
some
too
people
aggressive.
like.
Okay, fair enough. I don't judge that, but for me,
Yeah, but you've got big hands. Can you imagine that hand going in? No, my vagina is tight. But that hand, nah. John has got big hands. It's like if the guy, maybe he's a midget. If he's a midget, then it's fine. No. It's like a little man. But if he isn't, that could be really painful. I mean, no wonder the girl is miserable. You know? And the choking, what if? What if he has a heart attack while his hand is around your neck?
and that's
And
it.
then he can't stop because, and then you're gone just because of sex. So, I mean, I think talking about it, I just say that it's how he knew you. You probably have to wean him off somehow. Go and see a counselor together because it's important that you do that. It's not easy
But to a sex counselor, maybe.
to a sex counselor.
Yeah,
You think so?
more than likely to understand that side of it because he obviously wants that.
Yeah, I just think you should have known that that's who he was because you met him in that doing,
The
you know,
environment, that's the
in that
issue.
environment. It's what he likes. It's, you know, he could still be in love with you, but he probably just likes that side of you. Maybe you can make a deal. Actually, that could be a thing. Make a deal. Like, listen, maybe 3 or 4 times of, 3 or 4 days, you and I will do the normal sex, making love. And then maybe once a week or so we could
Yeah,
have.
but the lady was sort of saying it makes
She
her
says she's sick
regress.
of it. Yes.
She reminds her of her life that she
You
wasn't.
have
So
to-
I think you
you
have
have
to
to
respect that.
Yeah, you have to go and see a counselor because I think that's who he is. He needs to figure out what it is about him that wants that kind of sex so badly that, you know, that he needs to keep going back to it because that's who he is. So he needs to sort that out. And you also need to make a decision because if he cannot get rid of it,
Yeah.
do you really want to be in that relationship where somebody just sexualizes you like that?
Become an object.
You just become an object that he can play with. And, you know, once a month, once a week for some people, you know, it's okay, but you just don't want to go there again. You just want a man that you can love and make love to, you know, do the hooker thing on occasions, which I love to do.
There's
But
still
not all the
intimacy and
time. It's
fun
it's a
and-
fun thing that comes with it,
You know, it's not, angry, aggressive or.
Yeah, because I think the kind of sex she's talking about is a little angry and aggressive. Because fisting and choking, I know some people like that though. I don't want to be choked. I'll punch your face in. it's like,
Maybe he'll stop. Maybe she should try that.
yeah, punch him.
Punch him.
Just say it's
Knee
like
him in the
reflex.
balls. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're choking me. I mean,
or crush his balls
oh, she
accidentally.
should say that is her fetish.
Yeah.
It's like punching you. So while he's choking, go punch.
Yeah, I'm
And
getting
then
off on that.
Yeah, like, come on. Good work.
You could be
I don't know.
trivializing this.
I know we are trivializing. I'm really sorry. I don't mean to. I'm just trying to make light of it so you can smile because I know that it's not something that you want to have to deal with. But I say go and see a counselor. A counselor is vital. He needs to go and figure out what it is about him that wants this so badly. And you then have to make a decision whether you want to be in this relationship with this man who actually
seeing you as a sexual thing,
Mm.
you know, but not a human being, because choking and fisting is not something that maybe you want to go back to. I know I don't want to go back to go back to it. I mean, I've never done it. Dear Lord,
That
no,
slipped out, didn't it?
it's like that. Not with anybody. No, no. So, yeah, I hope that's been a little helpful. It is tough to be in a relationship where everybody, you know, sexualizes you, and then when you think you found the right person, then he wants to sort of take you back to it. I'm so sorry. Anyway, this was our this was our subject for the day, the stories, that is. So we're going to go straight into libido rising. We always have these topics for all our
Libido
thing,
rising.
libido rising, libido. Yes, this one, you know, it's fine actually. It goes straight into watching porn.
Does?
Libido rising. The topic is watching porn. Is watching porn good for you? Is it? I don't know. I mean, on occasions, we could give like the pros and cons. For now, let's just talk briefly about it. I'll just bring it to home
Lovely.
to my baby here. Watching porn.
Yeah, I get on by.
Yeah, I mean, watching porn is like, you know, we probably just watch like once a month or something. If that, we
If
haven't
that.
watched porn in a while.
Remember we went to Antwerp? And
What's
we
the
went
job I Amsterdam?
Antwerp,
Mhm.
and we went to that pub, and they were showing hardcore porn
Yes,
in a pub.
in a pub in Antwerp.
Yeah.
We were sitting there, we went for a drink.
Eating lunch. It was in the afternoon. It wasn't even at
Was
night.
it?
It was in the afternoon. Remember those two girls?
Yeah.
They came in and were a little bit embarrassed by it.
Yeah, and they left.
Yeah.
Yes, we were in Antwerp and we saw, yeah, they were playing porn.
Hmm.
And we sat there and we didn't leave. It was like, what? No, oh my God, ooh, can you do that? Yeah, it was quite interesting. I mean, the pros, let's just go with the pros of porn, watching porn. You see, sometimes if you're not getting turned on so easy because you're tired or for whatever reason, sometimes when you put porn on, it can just rekindle like that sexual spark that you need to, especially if the other person is already turned on. So you might not be so much. So you might want to put it on just to like let the juices flow a little bit. I get it. Sometimes some people don't know what they're doing. So watching porn will just help them a little bit, you know, give them an idea of how to do it, when to do it, you know, obviously within limits, because porn is not real, you know, let's just say that very quickly. And especially all depends on what kind of porn you're watching. Some of the other things actually with watching porn would be, some people it takes them a while to climax. And, you know, sometimes watching porn will help because there might be that one person who climaxes a bit earlier and then the other person who doesn't. So watching porn will probably, but then again, the other person's watching you, they come quicker, then you're buggered. Or whatever. But, you know, there are some pros to it, especially if you watch it as couples. But watching it on your own all the time can get really addictive. Am I wrong?
I think
We're
it's
talking
better.
about the bad side of porn now. Watching it on your own can be addictive.
I'd assume so. I think there's a big problem nowadays. It's too accessible.
Way too accessible.
You know, when I grew up, the only way of access to it was through, makes me sound old, internet didn't exist, magazines.
Mhm.
That was it.
Did you have a lot of magazines?
I had a couple.
Are you sure it was a couple?
A couple was enough. I had a favourite one, I'm sure.
So I want to know who, like, you know, did you ever look at any black girls in these magazines?
This girl was, I would say, Latin. That was one of my favourite ones.
Not black.
Red bikini. And sunny.
So John never dated or actually hang around. I mean, apart from when you were working in, where was it?
Africa.
South
South
Africa.
Africa.
Yeah, that he, you know, the white people on the black people on the other side, really.
Well, it was apartheid when I was
It's
there,
apartheid, yeah. But you never really, you know, dated a black woman. So I was always so surprised that you came, you know, you fell in love with
Bitter
me.
black.
You wanted a bit of black. That's what it was. Yeah.
Was
But he went for somebody who was green.
it?
I thought you would have gone for like the black girl who like, I was like, this little girl who was, was so cute and sweet.
What happened to her?
I don't know what happened to her. You happened to her. So I mean, so we digress. What are we talking about? We're talking
Porn.
about porn. So I just think that
Too
when you're
accessible.
watching magazines, hold on, I didn't finish my question. I was asking about when you were looking at magazines, were there any black girls in
I
it?
understood. Told you.
You
Oh,
said
yes, they
yes,
were.
no.
But I did. The one I can remember the most, my most favourite one, was a
Was it
Latin
Latina?
girl.
Yeah, but not black woman, like black with a black ass. No,
No, that's the
and a black
perfect
vagina.
picture. No, it's pink, isn't it? I know what you mean.
Black, it's pink inside it, but on the outside is black. Listen, now this is a time to tell everybody my vagina is very pretty, isn't it?
Very pretty.
It's really, really pretty.
Considering it's had 5 babies pushed out, it's very pretty.
Ah, he has to say that. If he doesn't say that, he might not get some.
Absolutely. I know which side my bread is buttered.
So, I mean, I think when we're dating, in the beginning, did we ever watch porn? I don't think we did. Not in the beginning. I think everything I know, you taught me.
Yeah, it was quite instinctive. You were. You understood.
I sort of understood.
I think your mum had told you sometime.
Mum was
pretty
good.
good.
Mama was good at teaching me some bits, or not teaching me. She didn't actually show me like how
What was
position.
expected.
But I think I could talk to her about certain things and how to do. If I was doing something right, I would sort of pose the question, and then to her. I know a lot of people are not able to do that with their parents, but my mum was that person who allowed me to
She's so open.
speak honestly. She used to tell John that if I behave badly, he can smack my bottom. That was not good advice.
She said beat you.
He said, "Yeah, I don't want to say beat. This is like, no, yes. If he ever tried that, he'd be in hospital by now." But I think everything I learned on the go. Some people need it because they are really, really, really green, and so I get that. But the negatives are plenty. Everybody, you
Some
have
people
to.
can feel inferior
Yes,
because it's not true.
it's not real.
It's not real.
The perception of porn is just people need to understand it's not real because some people watch it and they want to recreate what that is with a woman or a man because it's not real. I mean, a lot of the guys can go on forever on porn because they keep stopping and replay and redoing it again after he's come. So if a man comes quickly, you guys go, "Oh my God," he comes quick. Listen, really nice sex should last between 6 minutes and
We're
15.
putting a time on it, are we?
So about nice sex, 6 to 15 minutes. But the foreplay can take however long, right?
Mhm.
The foreplay can take a long time. But the actual intimacy of penetration, 6 to 12 minutes max. 6 minutes is enough.
I'll be
You know-
collapsed by then anyway.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, baby. Because I make sure that it's happening.
I do ask you
Look
sometimes.
at me. I'm always
I-
acting like what?
I ask you to slow up a lot of time, and you
I-
just will not.
Hey, this man. This is the real John. This is the real John. Yes, but you see, I'm like, anyway, because I want him. I don't know why.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Let's get back to
Anyway, so watching porn, I don't think we need it because our imagination was pretty good. But let's talk about the cons, really, not the pros. We've done with the pros. We're talking about the cons. Depression. Sometimes if you watch too much porn, it can cause some kind of depression. Your unrealistic view about sex. Some people don't even know when to stop. It's like if you're with a woman, what you're doing, because you watch it in porn, you think it's okay to do it with them. It doesn't work. It's not a good thing. Your attitude towards sex changes, and your attitude towards men and women change as well if you watch way too much porn. So I think you have to weigh it out. In this day and age, there's a lot of addictive behaviors. People, they don't know how to regulate their feelings so much. Is it me?
No, I think another thing is kids aren't allowed to be kids anymore.
Yeah.
There's some form of soft porn everywhere on all
Even
the shows,
TV.
on the
They want to shove relationships
Yeah.
in people's faces all the time, you know?
the kids are expected now, I think, almost to do things that will be unheard of
Yeah.
because of this environment we've now created for them.
Yeah, I know. We spoke to our children about sex early because we found JJ, was it JJ or Cameron watching?
JJ.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
he used to
Yeah.
see porn on, and you found it on his
Yeah.
computer, and it's jumped off his computer, and you had a really strong word with him about that, and you talked to him about the pros and the cons. We did that with the children. We don't hide things in this family. We talk about everything. When we see it, we deal with it. So it's not like we saw him watching porn. We go, oh my God, how do we deal with it? No, it's like, come here. Were you watching porn? No, it's not good for you. You know, make sure, like, we had, we didn't do it that way. We asked him why, and we tried to tell him about the pros and the cons of it. So we did that with our family. Hold on. I was trying to get a call in, and it didn't quite happen. So anyway,
I think it's good in the right environment, the right amount, because it is a turn on.
Mhm.
Men, we are very visual sexually. You know, it does excite us.
yeah,
You know, would you rather see a woman dressed in a swimsuit or walking around in a set of sweatpants?
yeah.
Straight off, it's that because it accentuates the beauty of the body.
I know, but I mean, I know that you're a very visual man, and I like that about you.
Good.
That you know everything is like, and I know that I make sure that you are excited and happy that way. No.
Yes, okay.
Uh-huh. So anyway, I just think that watching porn, you have to be very careful. Not everybody is that way inclined, and some people, when they do it, they overdo it. So you have to be very, very careful. When it comes to our children, did we ever see the girls watch? We didn't, did that? Did we?
No.
No, they're all actually pretty good.
They may do just with their partners, hopefully.
Sorry?
Just with their partners.
Just with their partners.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which one of our kids do you think would be we probably shouldn't be talking like
no,
that,
we
should
should
we?
do, not with our kids.
No, I know,
Very
because
well
our
into that
kids
one.
are real. I'm trying to get somebody on the line who wants to come on, but unfortunately, they're not coming on.
Oh.
So we'll just move on to how do we tell couples not to regulate their porn watching?
I think if you communicate well enough between the two of you, one of you is going to be able to say yes or no or
Mhm.
more or when. Just be open and honest with each other. That's all you can be.
Yeah.
No, that's too much. No, we did that recently. Or someone, you've got to read the situation, read the room.
Yeah.
You know, what?
I know. I think most of the time it's men who usually get addicted.
I would say so, yeah.
It is, isn't
I
it?
would expect so. I mean, in the majority of cases.
So let's just say somebody's addicted to porn, what should they do to wean themselves off? I know this is like a medically kind of challenging thing to talk about, but there must be. And let's just say if you like watching, what would you do to wean yourself off watching porn?
I have no idea. I think you'd need counselling advice for that one, personally. I don't know how even to approach that. I can't even.
I'll leave it. Hello. It's interesting how we're talking. Somebody wants to come on. We're trying to get them on the line, but for some reason they're not able to get on. So we will just let them keep
Trying it
trying.
out. Technical issues.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of technical issues as the person who wants to come on. But yes, you were saying. Sorry
I
to
can't
interrupt you.
think, to be honest, how. Apart from a professional being involved.
Yeah, they have to go and see a professional
But they've got to recognise that problem.
But yeah, if you know that you need it, let's say you're at your workplace and you feel like you need to jerk off because you want to watch porn, then you have a problem. If you're doing your work and then suddenly something pops up and you stop to watch it, we're talking about porn, then you're addicted. if before you have sex, you need to have porn showing before you have sex, then you have a problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
So all of those are signs. But I think as couples, watching porn is not, the worst thing ever, really. So I think let's give the numbers out. Actually, that's what I need to do. It's the number is 055-9242-717. Our main line is 055-9242-717. WhatsApp line is 055-6910154. I should have given you these numbers earlier because we are coming to the end very soon, but please call in. It's 055-9242-717 or 055-6910154. So call in if you have something to say about porn or anything else that we've discussed about on this show right now. So going back, recognizing that you are addicted to porn. If you feel you need it all the time. Some people are just addicted to sex.
Yeah, some people have a higher sex drive than they are.
Yeah, it's not about high sex drive. We have high sex drive, but we're talking about generally people who are addicted to porn.
Okay, if you have to watch porn daily, and you have to masturbate daily, a couple of times, 3 times while watching porn, then I'd be worried.
All right,
Go to the gym.
Go to the. I think we have a call. The guys, try again. We have a caller. You there? Hello, caller. Okay, they are struggling to get in.
Hello?
I have. Yeah. Oh, hello. Are you there?
I'm there.
Hi. What's your name? And where
My
are you
name is
calling
Solomon.
from? Solomon.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you for calling in. Tell us a little bit about what you want to say.
Okay, watching of porn too much is not.
Uh-huh.
So
What's your take on that?
Okay. Having sex with a lady, you have to organize things before having sex. Watching porn is not good.
Yeah, could you turn your radio on because I'm getting a feedback. Turn it off. Sorry, turn your radio off because I'm
Okay.
getting lots of feedback.
Okay,
Is it okay?
It's off.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, sorry. What were you saying?
Okay, I will just get orgasm before having sex.
Orgasm before having sex.
Yes, sir. Yes, madam.
Oh, okay. Yes. So I was saying that some people, what did I say? That some people need it to climax quicker. Is that what you're saying? Your line is very bad. Hello.
We've lost him.
I think we may have lost you. The line is really bad. So let me mention the number again, 055-924-2717 or 055-6910154. Try again. Yes, I think it's something I said before that he was...
You made a cheeky post that if you go out with them and you think you'll be excited too much, masturbate before you go out. I don't know. But
Okay, well, yes, it's true. I know I said it and I meant it. I didn't hear you before. Listen, I always think that before you're going out on a date with somebody, so sex doesn't, it's true. Did you ever do it?
no.
Well, because that's you. I'm saying that. Sex does not lead the whole dinner or date. You have to masturbate before you go. Masturbate, get it out of the way. It's just that way you have clarity. Woman, man, same thing. Women, especially the horny women, you don't want to go on a date and then, so you see the guy and he's really hot and then you think, oh my God, I want him. And then you've had a few drinks and you think, okay, let me just do it. No, just masturbate first and then go on a date.
I didn't do that. You knew that was coming.
No,
You knew that was coming.
No, because I was green, John. I mean, really. I don't even know why I asked that question.
Gotta
Of
ask.
course. Yeah. I mean, I didn't. I know better now. I mean, I'll tell my children that too. So now, well, they're all in relationships, so I suppose it's not necessary anymore. And I think, do you want to try to take this and ask him what he wants? Somebody's calling me. But anyway, it's important that if you want to call back in, you try that number without your radio in the room. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to hear you. Okay, we're coming to the end of the show. I think I'm going to get John to come in and say bye-bye to all of you. We're waiting for another call. It's not coming through, and we're coming to the end of the evening. John, come in and sit down, and let's talk about one last thing.
Okay.
What we're going to talk about right now is something that I want to talk about. John, would you marry me again?
Of course. In a heartbeat.
Okay. What is it you would change about me?
Don't know how much time have I got?
Just, you've got 5 minutes.
Okay. What would I change about you?
Mhm.
I think in your early stages, a little bit of less aggression.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh, hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Oh, good evening. Sorry, you interrupted John
Yeah,
talking
how are
about
you doing?
how he wants to change me.
thank you.
What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm Rudo. I'm Rose. I'm calling from Medina.
Oh, you're calling from Medina. What was your name again?
I'm Rose.
Rose.
Yes, please.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
Rose, tell us about what you think about what we've been
Yeah.
saying so far.
I just like this conversation. I'm just listening to. I really like John's idea and everything.
Yeah, he's nice, isn't he?
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really, and I really like how he's really obsessed with you.
Oh, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you. I'm a
Well,
very
that's-
lucky girl.
It's true. It's true. You're very, very lucky. Because I've also
I am.
had a relationship like that. When you get obsessed with someone, I see earlier on you talk about cheating.
Uh-huh.
Yes, earlier on you talk about cheating. When you have a conversation, when you about the talk, you talk about cheating.
Yes. When we talk about
Yeah.
cheating, yes.
Yes, yes. Or like you're like someone can't stay without cheating. Someone has to cheat on blah 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 blah. But like my suggestion was like, I used to tell friends when you get obsessed with your girlfriend, you cheat. Yeah, and it's true.
If you do what, you won't cheat? I missed that.
Yeah, when you get obsessed with your girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
you get really, really obsessed with her. Like really, really obsessed with her. Do everything
If you're
with
really
her.
upset with your partner, you won't cheat.
I would like to. Even when you break up with her, it's really
Uh-huh.
going hard to you. Because yes, it's a different kind of ladies. You're like, no, you don't surely need that one. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, I know the
Yeah.
line is very bad and I'm struggling to hear you. But are you saying that you will never cheat on your partner? Hello? The line is creating a lot of issues for us at the moment, but it's all good. We're going to get it right at some point. I think there's another caller on. Yeah, okay. We're going to wrap up because we're going to have to figure out the distance and the calling because I think it's not coming through as easily as it should do, which is a shame.
That's
But
a
we'll
shame.
fix it for next week.
What's
John,
that subject next week?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. It depends on the people who send the DMs, really, because we have so many DMs, so many, and I mean maybe I might change you. I might use somebody else.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, if you want John to come back, please say. I might have him
Put
back.
it down to the vote.
But they'll probably just say, get rid of Stephanie and put John. I am not leaving. And I am telling you, I'm not going. Okay, let me just go back to being normal again. So, John, we're coming to the end of the show. Uncensored. with Stephanie
Stephanie
Benson and Jonathan. Isn't that cute?
Special guest.
Maybe we should have him as a permanent fixture, him and I. That would be so cool. I can't afford you, John.
Yeah,
You know,
I was going
nobody can afford you, not even
3FM.
3M. So for now, I want to say we love you guys. Thank you for joining us. We've had a great time. I know John is telling me he would marry me again, and I'm ecstatic about that. He should ask me if I'll marry him again
Would you marry me?
in a heartbeat. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. I have been Stephanie Benson, and this is
Jonathan.
You know,
Mind can roam free. If you're unafraid of being expressive, uncensored with Stephanie Benson, where the night is as limitless as your imagination. If you dare to have your thoughts,